Afternoon all. Sorry I'm a bit late today. Turned on my laptop and it said, hello, we're going to do a Windows update. For a minute I thought it was going to update me to Windows 11, but it didn't, thankfully. So I just had to boot everything up. Where's my pen? I'm missing my pen. I hate restarting my machine. Right. I think we're there anyway. So how's everybody's morning been? Anything exciting happen? I've been furiously coding away all morning. So I haven't actually had much of a chance to do much trading at all today. Big day on indices so far. Update at the minute. So we're putting in a nice pullback. So potentially shorts today. We'll have a look. That's the point. I haven't got Rhythmic open. Haven't got anything open. God, I'm so organised. Launch Rhythmic. Right. So, news-wise, this afternoon we've got crude at 3:30. So may have a little bit of an impact on the CAD. We'll have a look at all the pairs in a minute and just see where we are. We've got Macklem speaking at 5 along with Mester. So that's all we got this afternoon really. The bonds later, but that's it. Yeah, so there's not really any catalysts to move the market this afternoon either. They may wait and do something off of crude, but unlikely. So I think we're still waiting for CPI tomorrow. I've had a look at the movement this morning on my other monitor over here, and there's not a massive amount of movement going on. So gold's just tanking. Gold's just having a big movement. Big liquidity run. Drop back down. That's a double-ended stop hunt. Be careful of gold if you're in it today. We've just taken the top high liquidity and the low liquidity from the entire day. So anybody that's entered the market today has just been taken out both ends. So might get some movement on that. Let's have a look at the... Oh, God, I haven't got my other MT4 open. We'll have a look at the Dixie. That's not the Dixie. So again, not much movement there. Dipped down below in London, but we've just accumulated at the Asian lows. So again, no movement. Still in accumulation phase. Ready to pop. It's gonna be a biggie tomorrow. Same here, Victoria. Windows update this morning. Yeah, God, I hate updates. I've got my main PC is still stuck on a version of Windows from about 3 years ago. I got to a point where it went, sorry, we can't roll out this update. Try again. So I've never been able to install that update, and that update was critical for moving forwards. So I can't update this without completely wiping it all. So I just bought a new laptop. So yeah, much easier. Stream off the laptop. And then that started updating. And it keeps saying, do you want to go to Windows 11? No. Happy where I am, thingy. Right. I haven't posted the live room in Facebook yet, so I'm well unorganised this afternoon. So let's have a look at where we are so far. So ADRs, obviously nothing's hit. Flat as a pancake on the ADRs. We have had some movement in London, but it's been very, very, very light. So yeah, just up and down a little bit. So just within normal ranges, which is what we've had all week. We had ADR hit yesterday. I think it was on Aussie CAD, wasn't it, or something. We had a couple of hits yesterday, which were debatable as to whether they were hits. Yeah, as Aussie CAD got hit. But yeah, nothing much today. Caught that gold move nicely, Simeon. Excellent. Yeah, nice little movement on gold. Very bearish. So just be careful. Big liquidity run to the high. But they may well be enticing shorts. everyone's going to see that and go, woohoo, short. And they've just taken out the liquidity on the lows, remember. So everybody that's got in short now has got to stop up there. They'll probably pop up there and grab that. So yeah, pretty good movement on a couple of pairs yesterday, but nothing much today so far. RSIs, we have got some more extensions. Some of the extensions that we were looking at this morning, and we've got more coming on the New Zealand as well now. So we'll have a look at all those in a second. And obviously the hourlies, we've got a few lit up as well. So we have got some movement going on, but it's not really big spiky movement, which is what I like. So GJ calling longs on the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, maybe. Don't know. I've had a reverse alert on it, but yeah, I mean, it could go anywhere. What you'll probably find today is it will just come back down here, and it will do that, and then with CPI tomorrow, it'll kick in. I don't think you get much this afternoon ahead of CPI. We're waiting. Right, so 4-hour extensions. I'll just change that back over to 4-hour so I know where I am. So Aussie dollar CAD. So we looked at these this morning. Aussie dollar CAD is still pushing higher. So where we got to this morning, we're still not quite at those highs, which is where I was saying to potentially head to. We haven't quite got there yet. But we are at the 72, so and we are very, very extended. So nice opportunities for shorts on the Aussie CAD. Really good long run on that one. We've had two. I think we've had two solid days. Up. Really good, strong move up on that one. So we've got a pullback ready to start. So we might get a little bit more movement. Be nice to get up to this level. If we can get up to there today, just under ADR, that'll be spot on for a short. That's very, very extended, very tired. Up in the 75.25 zone. So, yeah, really good short opportunity Aussie CAD. 3:30 this afternoon, we've got CAD news. Obviously, we've got oil. So, big chance that we get that reversal this afternoon. I've probably got the EA monitoring that one short in a minute. Aussie Swiss. Short again, we just tapped off the 72 perfectly. Next level up is going to be there. So if we get in here on this extension and it doesn't decide to profit take yet, we just had a small accumulation in the middle there before the next leg up. We had another little accumulation there. So we haven't got anywhere. So if it doesn't want to start the profit take move from here, we'll be pushing up to those highs up there. So yeah, Aussie CAD also looking like a nice little Aussie Swiss rather looking like a nice little short. Again, waiting for some Swiss franc strength. We haven't had any for a while. Aussie yen, we're just tapping up into the highs as well. So really nice looking level up here. So this is a very, very strong support resistance zone. We've accumulated. We've bounced multiple times here. So we're reaching a very good strong point, very nicely extended. No profit take move yet on the push. So we will expect, a profit take move to come in. We haven't had one yet. So just meeting some nice resistance there, which we've rejected multiple times. So we started this big strong move to the downside, tiny accumulation, drop. This is when we broke down below the lows and started the move to the downside. We tried twice to get through that level and the sellers stepped in and went nope. So it's a good level for shorts, Aussie yen. Aussie US, waiting for the US dollar strength. This isn't going to really move until tomorrow, but we're up in this zone that I drew in. We got really nice support resistance level here. Which we are right embedded in at the minute. So we're either going to go from here or we're going to push up and potentially get a rejection off of 72, which should be those highs as well. So it's a good spot. Not quite as extended as the others, but as I said, ahead of CPI, we're not really expecting a lot because the US dollar's not moving at the moment. We're just sideways on the Dixie. We've had a little bit of a down day in London. We've had a couple 3 hours push down. So obviously that's helped everything US dollar wise push up ever so slightly. But again, we've only pushed up 3 hours. So waiting for a move on the US dollar. Euro yen shorts. Whoops. So I just tapped the wrong button on my tablet. Euro yen has just taken out the liquidity at the highs up there. So again, looking for some power up on the yen with the US dollar. We've just done a liquidity run. So potentially that is the final move. We may well see it want to do an M shape out of here. So just be aware of that. And then hopefully a push down from there. But real nice extension on that. And we literally haven't had the profit take move. There is no reason for that. Fundamentally, there is no reason for that. It's just manipulation. So they will want to take a profit out of this. They've been enticing shorts on this one since they moved it. Yeah. So pushed up. Nice big bearish move. Everybody jumped in short. Put their stops above the highs. They came up and grabbed those highs with a lovely little shooting star. Everyone went in New York. Yeah, brilliant. This is the end of it. They came up in Asia, took out all these guys' money, and they've just taken out everybody that's entered short for the entire week so far. So nice big accumulation ready for a drop, and we're just about to get a nice reversal off of that liquidity run. So Euro yen looks really nice for short. I'm not sure if I've got a Euro yen on at the minute. Wrong one. Yeah, I've got Euro yen. I've got 2 positions short on Euro yen at the minute. I've got a few yens on at the moment short, Euro yen and Aussie yen, and I've got 3 Aussies short as well. So I'm on all of these waiting for a move. Nothing banked today. Meh. Nothing banked. Sad day. So yeah, looks good. Euro yen as well. What else we've got? Pound yen. So pound yen, again, nice extension on the 4 hour. We've only just got there though. After this push up. So we had the push, which got us into the position here, which got taken out. So that was nice. We're just pushing up again to highs. So there's a couple of levels on this one. This is so dependent at the moment on the yen. Because the pound's powering up quite nicely, and the yen, we're not getting any strength whatsoever. We're getting the odd little flurry, but nothing sustained, same as the US dollar at the moment. So this is in a pretty good spot for the next leg down. If this doesn't hold this level, then we're really going to come up to 157,700. That's where our next kind of stop on the train is. So looking to take shorts. If we get a break above that or any kind of rejection up there, that'd be a nice entry. It's not quite extended enough for me yet. I want to see it a little bit more extended like it was here to take a short. You know, whenever you get really extended, you're looking for reasons to take a short. So, you know, here I drew this morning, wicks to the upside after wick after wick after wick. Buyers rejecting by sellers, buyers getting rejected by sellers, sellers just saying, nah, I'm not interested. You know, you got the profit take coming. At the moment, all we've got is bearish engulfing starting to form, and we haven't hit that level. So it's still good. It's still extended. For me, it's not quite as good as some of the other ones we got out there at the moment. New Zealand dollar CAD. Very nice extension to the upside on New Zealand dollar CAD. We're in a downtrend on this. Again, Canadian dollar news this afternoon. So don't take both of these. Yeah, take one or the other. If you take both, you're just doubling up because these are both going to move in tandem with the Canadian dollar. So pick one or the other. Aussie CAD is obviously way more extended than New Zealand CAD at the moment. So that's the better of the two. And obviously we've got a long bias now on New Zealand dollar as far as the COT report is concerned. So yeah, New Zealand dollar CAD Still looking for shorts on it. Still needs a pullback on this move. We've had a big, strong move here with no pullback whatsoever so far. So if you measure that one out, we've got plenty of room down to here. So nice 50% pullback on that, I would expect, before your next leg up. But we've got this double top here, which we've broken through. So be prepared for a small pullback and a pop. So, you know, it's powering up the New Zealand dollar at the minute. New Zealand dollar Swiss, same story. We just hit the 24 in the downtrend. So again, lovely rejection point. So New Zealand dollar is now officially a long. So again, it's difficult to tell. It's very weak long at the moment on the COT report. There's not an awful lot of money coming in for it. But whenever you see price getting extended and you're thinking about taking a short, I always look at where we are and where we're getting to see if there's a reason why we should be turning here. Support and resistance. Whenever you're looking at any trade, always look left, because the only thing that we've got to go on is historical price levels. Price has a memory. We know that. It hits support and resistance and bounces all the time. So this is a very, very strong resistance. Yeah, tapped 3 times, smashed through it, didn't even get anywhere close after that. So if we're going to continue our downtrend against the Swiss franc, this is exactly where I would look for short opportunities. We've got extended, but it's not a very strong extension. It's just about tapped the 68, and it's obviously rejected off of it already. So 15-minute, you've just had a reversal alert. Didn't quite tap that level, so potentially we might push up another leg. But equally, that just might be enough, and they'll take it down from there. So nice looking entry on that one as well. New Zealand dollar yen. So quite a few of these yens getting extended on this yen weakness. Don't get into all of them, obviously. You're going to overexpose yourself on the yen. If the US dollar, for any reason, has negative figures tomorrow and they decide to push it down another leg, you're going to get yen weakness along with that, which will push you up higher. So we are entering into a big accumulation here. There's a lovely big area of balance here, which we rejected from and then accumulated around. So when we get up to here, up to the 72, we are going to hit chop, because there's going to be a lot of selling pressure in here. This accumulation was the start of the sell. So the sellers, anybody that has gone short long term and hasn't exited their positions, will be defending those positions, wanting to add. So there'll be shorts coming in there as well. And New Zealand dollar, US dollar, again, we're waiting for the US dollar power up. It's in the perfect spot in that accumulation. We've rejected out of it once. We're trying a second time. So be looking for shorts, assuming that we're going to get the US dollar power up. You know, it's been sitting there sideways. It's coming. It is going to power up at some point, but quite when, we don't know. A lot of people probably thinking you're short on this at the minute. So a lot of the price action pattern traders will be going flagging, quick, short it. But personally, I'd be looking long on the US dollar at the minute. So that's it on the 4 hours. There's quite a few on the 4 hour. Hourly, we've also got quite a few extensions. I'm just worried about time because I need to look at the futures account. Hourlies, very, very similar. Obviously, everything that's extended on the 4 hours. If you find it extended on the hourlies, it's because we've had recent movement. We've got a couple of things extended here that aren't extended on the 4 hours. They're just shorter term moves. So we'll have a look at all these as well as for opportunities. So hourly extensions, I tend to trade off the 5-minute chart. Yeah, so New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Let's start in reverse. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Just had the reversal alert and the retest. Nice head and shoulders going in there if you like head and shoulders patterns, or M pattern reversals, either or. They're all reversal patterns. So we're just accumulating and putting a reversal pattern in on that one. Nicely extended on the hourly. Just taking out that liquidity for everybody that went short. And we are rolling over very nicely at the top. It's extended fairly nicely, but obviously doesn't mean it's going to drop. Yeah, we might get another leg up before the profit take, but we've had basically an accumulation higher accumulation and a push. So we're due a profit take out of that move. Look for areas on the way down that you could get stuck. Obviously, we've got this big propulsion move here, so it could well just pull back into there and try and put its next leg in. Other than that, just down. But as I say, it's all US dollar based. We're waiting on the US dollar. So until that moves, everything you get into is likely to accumulate for another day. New Zealand dollar yen, very nicely extended. Just rolling over at the top. Probably had just had an alert on that as well. Yeah. So M pattern reversal going in nicely on New Zealand dollar yen. New Zealand dollar CAD. Again, these are all only just extended. I'm much more interested at the moment in 75 plus, but 70 plus extensions are all good. You just may need to get in them a little bit longer. But yeah, New Zealand dollar CAD, again, very nice extension on the hourly. So we're just waiting for that profit take move. So just waiting for that move to come in. We've got the push. We're just waiting for the profit take. So everybody that's entered long there, they've got to get out of their positions. To get out of their positions, they've got to hit the sell button. To hit the sell button drives price down. So we're just waiting for the sell cycle to kick in. Pound odd. Good extension to the downside. This is quite nice actually because the pound is a long. From a COT perspective, and Aussie dollar is a short. So this is perfectly in line with COT. It is only just got extended though. So we haven't got an extension on the 4 hour yet, only on the hourly. This is off the back of this Australian dollar push that we're getting at the moment. So the reason the pound odd is extended is purely based on Aussie dollar. If you look at the pound CAD, the pound Swiss, everything else pound is holding up really, really nicely. So it just shows you how strong this Australian dollar manipulation is and has been for the last couple of days. So coming down to a nice area on the hourly. Yeah, so we accumulated and started the push, 2-leg higher push, which broke out. We're just coming back down into this area where the buying started. So good level. If that breaks, you've got 3 levels below to look for. So if you were to get in here and we broke, you've got multiple levels. By the time we get down there, we'll be extended below the 20. When we get extended below the 20, as you can see, or extended above the 80, it's usually the opposite. So we're looking for a big move. If we get down to 100, 125 ADR and come anywhere near these lows, there's going to be a mother of all profit takes. So either way, you can take this now, take a short, a long on M5. You haven't got a reversal alert on this yet. So when you get one, you probably had one actually. Low there, you probably got one in there. Wouldn't have been extended though then, so you haven't had one on M5 since it's been extended. So you'll be getting your first alert on that this afternoon in the New York session. So that looks pretty good. Pound odd, it's a nice long. Euro New Zealand, I'm short euro. I can't long this. It's very nicely extended, but I can't long it. I'm always short bias on the euro until Lagarde comes out and actually does something. Shorting everything euro. Same with the euro odd. We've been playing this short. Obviously, I've taken profit on all these shorts already. So these are just this is the trade we took earlier in the week, which is all played out on Friday rather. Aussie dollar, US dollar. Lovely extension to the upside on the hourly. We had a little go at a pullback in Asia, which didn't work. So we're pushing higher, still pushing higher, breaking out of these levels. So we're nicely extended. Even if we get embedded, you're going to get that profit take at some point soon. So yeah, all looking good for reversals. Waiting for the, again, same story, waiting for the US dollar to power up, and then we'll get all these drops. Aussie dollar yen, off the scale, 3-day hike. Yeah, so we're on our third up day. We're just coming up to major resistance, really nicely getting embedded on the RSI. So profit take move back down to 82, 150. So again, drop down to M5. Just had one actually. So you might get another leg up there. It looks like they're trying to take the liquidity up the top. So New York obviously is pushed up. People have started to see the reversal happening and jumped in short. Stops above the highs. They've come up, enticed more shorts. Stops above the highs. Come up, take the stops and run. Textbook. So yeah, you might get another leg up on that one in New York and then reversal out of New York. Aussie dollar CAD. Again, nicely extended. All these like strong. Canadian dollar news 330. So really, really good, strong move to the upside. Just looking for the profit take move. Watch out for obviously the highs. Other than that, returning back down to where we broke out, which is there. So those two levels. So all looking good. Lots of setups out there. Lots and lots and lots. Simeon, I've been watching GA. It's coming. Yeah, pound odd. Yeah, very nice extended pound odd. And it's also a really, really nice trade because it's in line with cot bias. Obviously, bias is long pound, short Aussie. So I love trades in line with cot bias because if you're wrong, it's not normally that long before you get that pump back up. We've just broken this area anywhere between the 24.72. It's a golden zone for longs. Obviously, if we're in an uptrend. So yeah, looking really, really good. Pound odd. It might even be in pound odd. Probably am. No, I'm in pound New Zealand. So I'm in pound New Zealand basically. Long. So getting one or the other, not both. But I'm in pound New Zealand on a H4 trend pullback. So I got in there. I was looking for a trend pullback a little bit early actually on that one. Right. That's all the FX pairs covered. Setups are better than yesterday. Yeah. Can't be worse than yesterday. We didn't have anything yesterday, did we? It's just nothing happened yesterday. We had an accumulation. The mother of all accumulations yesterday. Flat across the board is horrible. But yeah, so yeah, and lots of nice setups today. So everything's moving very nicely ahead of the US dollar news tomorrow. It's taken a while. This is the first day with this week I've actually had something to say, hasn't it? Oh, market's open. One sec. I'm late. So going to trade some more futures this afternoon. $600 in the bank yesterday. So this morning we've had a big push up. Why is my chart not moving? Well, I don't seem to have a feed on the NASDAQ. Oh, there we go. Yeah, yesterday, this morning, we've had a really nice push, obviously, during London. So London's put a nice big up day in for us so far. So we've done a massive range already this morning. So it would be interesting to see if we're going to reach for the highs today. So unlikely NASDAQ's going to test that. If it tests that, I'm in all over it short. I don't think it's going to get anywhere near it. But yeah, we've had a really good day so far. Big up day. So obviously today, possibility of putting in a rotation at the highs or putting in one of our lovely big down days where we push up all the way to the highs and then we scream all the way back down again. So critical levels on all pairs at the moment. All indices. We're just running into this massive sell zone. This is where we've been trying to get back to, where we stepped in and started that drop. So we'll see if that holds up this afternoon. NASDAQ, same story. Yeah, we had that accumulation drop. So key area, So we're either going to not get to these highs and just reject and go short. We're going to get to those highs and bounce off of them. The other option, obviously, is everybody's wrong about the drop. We break the highs and validate a new bear market. Critical day today. So we'll see. I was planning to play shorts today out the open. I might have a go at some longs based on the S&P, buying one. We'll see. But I'm looking to short the highs basically today. But I'm going to go with the 5-minute opening range and see where we get. So I've been doing some analysis this morning with my new EA that I'm building, which is helps with range analysis and all sorts of other stuff. Specifically for indices. It's built for indices, but you can use it for anything really. And I've been doing some 5-minute opening range analysis. And I haven't got the figures confirmed yet. But I've only been doing this on the DAX at the Frankfurt and New York Open. But it looks like the opening 5-minute range, when the opening 5-minute range breaks, the vast majority of the time you can at least get a 1-to-1, if not a run out of the 5-minute opening range, sort of 2, 3, 4-to-1 move. I need to do some more analysis on it, just to get some firm facts and just see what the strike rate is. But the 5-minute opening range break seems very, very, very strong. So I was planning to do a bit of analysis before we came in here today, but obviously there was a lot to look at in FX, so I haven't had a chance. But we'll see what happens after this 5 minutes. So there's your 5-minute open, already in. So in theory, I'm just going to take one more long down there. I'm getting ready to get out of these if we break the lows of that 5-minute range. I'm just seeing. I want to see if we want to target those tops. I want to see it try and push higher today, and then drop. But we'll see. I'm just taking a calculated risk on a quick long out the gates. But yeah. So whichever way it goes out of this 5-minute opening range, a lot of the time we get that move for a good 5 or 10 minutes, i.e. the 15-minute opening range. So we'll see if that holds true today. See if we get it. Just move these up. So there's our 5-minute OR. We'll mark it up on the S&P as well. So what's everyone's thoughts today? Up, down, sideways? Considering we've had a big bull run in London. What do we think today? It's a critical day today, really is. If we if we get some movement, obviously, if we just rotate today where we are, then no clues. But today's the day we could break up or down and confirm. Well, not confirm, but sort of give an indication as to whether we're going bull or bear from here. It's a difficult call today. $4,600 is an important level. Yahtzee. What's that mean? I know obviously what Yahtzee is, but Are you saying it's a roll of a dice? It is quite possible. See if we can get this broken, this 14,930 level broken. Why is the spread always so high at the open? What you mean in Forex? Or in CFDs? Because of the liquidity, the number of contracts being, or the number of lots being traded at the open. There's no spread in, there's not really a spread in futures, but in FX there is. Obviously, and CFDs. But the spread is, your spread shouldn't be wider. Slippage you'll have more of. Buying one more. Okay, so there's our 5-minute opening range break. Yeah. So theory is, I'm looking for 2 candles here. As a continuation. At least one. If we break above it. Obviously, if we don't break above it, that's another story. We were looking for a break and close above that level. So from what I've observed so far, which isn't a lot of analysis, I've only analysed about 6 weeks because I didn't have much time this morning. But from what I've seen, the 5-minute opening range break and close hold moves up, but it doesn't hold. What we quite often see at the opening range is obviously get that 5-minute opening range. We either see that or we see that. But whichever way, if it does revert like it is now, whichever way it chooses next after that reversion tends to be our direction. So obviously I'm looking at the 15-minute opening range is what I tend to normally look at for some kind of indication as to directional bias, but it usually doesn't kick in for a good hour or so. But what I'm looking for is an opening range trade that I can take that isn't on the open, because on the open you get too much slippage on CFDs. So if I can get that first 5-minute candle in, there will be less slippage after that 5-minute. That's my theory anyway. I'm holding 3 at the moment. I'm just getting a bit wary of this pullback because I've got a big size on at the minute. Yeah, indices. You shouldn't get widened spread on your indices. You get slippage. You might get a little bit of wide. It depends who your broker is. I use Forex, and they are tight as anything all the time with spread. So I'm not going to flick over to that at the moment. Right on the knife edge of closing this because it's not going anywhere. Closing 1. Just want to reduce a little bit because it's struggling a little bit there, and the S&P's not quite getting the legs out the highs either. Looking for S&P to just break that double top, and then I'll dump another one on the NAS. Just going long one more. Again, there's a lot of sellers coming. There we go. So we should get a pop on the NAS now. Yeah, change broker, Ra. There are fixed spread brokers out there. trying to think the name of them. Tip of my tongue. TD America, TD365. They are fixed, but they don't use MT4. You can't go fixed on MT4. You have to go fixed on their spread betting, which is web only. Unfortunately, they do offer very, very tight spreads though. In MT4 as well, but they are variable spreads. Okay, S&P's seems to be a lot stronger than the NAS on the open today, closing those three. So we didn't manage to get that close out of the 15-minute. So to me, this looks like a short. At that 5-minute range, rather. So rejected those highs. Not interested in going high at the moment. But yeah, if you look at my wrong one. So my Robo Forex on the DAX, you see how tight my spread is there. Yeah, so these spreads are as good as fixed. They don't widen the spreads at the open. I get pretty much the same spread all the time. Oh, it's all going now, look. S&P's going. Thinking about it anyway. So most of the market is supercomputers running algorithms. Yeah, 80% of the transactions in all markets, FX and futures, is algorithmic, quant-based. Short one. See if we get this rejection hold. S&P's looking heavy up there, but I still think we've got an opportunity to push up today. So we'll see if we get some rejection here. But yeah, most of the market is obviously quant based. You can't execute. The number of orders that needs to be executed these days can't be done by a human being. They can't dump the contract sizes and the lot sizes they need to dump into the market in one go, obviously. So they have to split it into many small parts. So the quants will be entering, exiting, entering, exiting, entering, exiting, and they'll be pushing and pushing and pushing like that. So 50 contracts short, come out of 40 of them. 50 contracts short, come out of 40. 50 short, come out of 40. Just banking profit along the way until another bank's quant comes along and goes 100, 80, 100, 80. And this is what these zones are. The accumulation, then we get the struggle, the next accumulation. Like this. So it's just there's just thousands of contracts being dumped. What are they calculating? Nothing. They're just dumping money into the market until they get a profit and then take it back out again. Quants are incredibly complex. The bank quants. It's all based on maths. And don't forget, they all kind of know, they're all doing the same thing, so they all know what each other's doing. So, short one more. Yeah, it's all very well calculated, should we say, to make money. So NAS, we didn't get a breakout of that M5. Yeah, so if this closes down, this will be the first breakout of M5. Bearish engulfing forming with high wicks on the S&P. So nice bearish price action. Just closed below. Oh, I've got 20 on, haven't I? Still no close. Below. Got just under a minute left. Closing one. Closing that. Don't like it. So we haven't broken the 5-minute range. It's just a little bit of an experimental open I'm trying to play here today. Just concentrating on this. So the S&P has broken higher. We've got real divergence today on the indices. We've got the NAS obviously pushing down and the S&P pushing up. So there's no clear direction for the market at the moment. I can't remember what we've had earnings wise today. It's closed on my windows. I love Windows. NASDAQ. So earnings wise, what do we have today? Yeah, we had CME pre-market, and we got so we're literally the aftermarket. We're basically trading at the moment off of Peloton and CME. So let's see what Peloton's done. Surprise, surprise. Oh, hello. Wow. Cool, they bought up Peloton yesterday, didn't they? Back up to January highs. Interesting. Maybe Peloton are going to survive. It's got a gap forming on the NAS. Am I seeing a dump on the NAS? Don't know. Today, it's difficult to tell. Today, we've slowed right down. I think I'm looking for a dump on all of it from where we are because we're up at the highs today. Yeah, going short one. I'm going to scale into a position. So I'm going to take a chance on this today. I'm going to scale in back up to here. So I'm going to plan 3 possessions back up to sort of the midline of the 5-minute open if we pull back up to there. Because I think today we've had a strong push. We're back to the last 2 days this week so far. We're back to normal trading volatility. Yeah, so none of these whacking great big candles we've been having so much fun with. we're back to normal range. So as we've pushed up today, I think we'll probably have some kind of pullback. We may well end up in a bull day, but I think we'll probably need a pullback today. Sell another one. And see if we get the dump starting. But if the dump does start, obviously it's going to potentially come down hard and fast. So S&P's coming down now. The Nasdaq seems to be leading the S&P today, which is what it normally does. But S&P's been in charge over the last few weeks. So you can see the S&P broke out to the upside. Yeah, so we quite often get 80% of breakouts fail. Yeah. But the play is, which I kind of did wrong, which is what I'm looking at the statistics on, is at the 5-minute close, pending order, and take a candle or so high, normally a couple of candles, and then a reversal. We didn't even get it on the NAS, but the S&P did kind of what I was expecting. But obviously, I was trading the NAS, expecting the NAS to follow suit, which it obviously hasn't today. So, is that even moving? Yeah. See, that's a spread. Can't trade that. So I'm looking for US dollar strength, ideally today, to come back up into the London range, which will drive the indices down a little bit as well. Because we've had a good morning on the indices, I would expect the US to power up a little bit this afternoon, but not a great deal. So looking for 820. It's potential support. Gone into slow motion mode. $30,000. See that 5-minute candle, that is why you get slippage on CFDs. So you got 30,000 contracts gone in within 5 minutes. And we're now sitting down at 17,000. So we're sitting at almost 50% of the volume 20 minutes later. So getting filled after that first 5-minute spike without slippage is much easier than getting filled at the open. So that range there is what I was trying to trade with my EA, and I was getting fantastic figures trading that. But unfortunately, you can't get filled at the breakout. You get filled up there. Yeah. So what I was trading was that and getting out down here. But I was actually getting entered in real world there and not hitting the profit target and then getting stopped out. So that's why I'm sort of adjusting that strategy to be the 5-minute break. And obviously I need the statistics on that to see if it's an edge or not long term, which is what I'm gathering with the EA at the moment. Going to need a pullback on this, I'd imagine. Somewhere up here. So up nearly 1% on the Nasdaq today so far. Which in the old days, pre-Santa rally, 1 to 1.5% is a typical day on the Nas. So we're up close to highs, normal volatility highs. Tweezer bottoms going in on the Nas at the minute. It's almost as if it's asleep. I can't work out if it's my feed or not. No, it is ticking. Gosh, no, nothing, is it? They're just not interested in the US dollar at all at the minute. Literally nothing. Just don't want to trade it. Okay, so just pulling back into that 5-minute range. There we go. Third order in. So I'm keeping an eye on this 14,925 level. sort of up here. So if we're going to structure, because we've broken down at the open, if we're going to start to move to the downside, we're going to need price to start to turn back down at that level. If we're going to continue and put in an even higher day, obviously this is where we would look for structure to the upside. Got another minute left on this candle. Just seeing how much selling pressure we've got coming in. Lower down you go in the Renko, obviously, the closer in you're seeing the selling. So if we see like good strong zigzagging forming, shows there's absorption going on of the buyers. So the buyers are pushing up, and that shows that the sellers are taking control. Just looking a little bit closer into what we're doing up at that level. So structure I'm looking for is anything like that. After we've pushed obviously all the way up today, just looking for the pullback. US dollar yen seems to be coming down at the minute. Seems to be. Yeah, US dollar weakness. Might scratch this in a minute. If we've got US dollar being weak, we'll probably see some upside, some more upside on the indices. I'll give it up to 1925. Challenging highs on the S&P. Just hovering over the sell button to get into one more position up there. And then I'll stop out above it. Above that candle. It's not giving it to me though. It's waiting for a tick down basically. Okay, selling one more. Stop out the whole lot if we break the highs. So that's kind of point of no return. If this market structure is going to hold and we're going to go for new lows, if we break these highs really, it looks more likely we're going to put in bullish structure today. Or rotate. And if we rotate, it's just difficult to trade because you're just trying to buy the tops and the bottoms all the time. And it's very, very hard to buy the tops and the bottoms. There's more rejection going on the S&P. So we put in a double top on the S&P. So if we can close this candle down, it's bearish rejection. We're not getting anywhere near the levels today so far. Well, we are obviously in this level, which is where I was looking to sell from, obviously. But the highs, we're not... doesn't look like we're going to test those today. Early days though, yeah. It's only 3:10. Plenty of time. Need to break this low. Or come back up and retest. There we go. Low's broken. Now I need to hold. 2 minutes to go yet on this candle. So not confirmed until we're closed. You never confirmed, but not really a strong indication of where we're going until the candle's actually closed, obviously, and then hopefully we'll get a continuation push. So looking for these lows, 148.40. So that's where we had this move. So big propulsion move out of this accumulation. And then every time the sellers came in, the buyers stepped back. So expect potential buying pressure coming in back there, down there. Of course, we've got to break the lows of the day yet, but less than a minute on the candle. Looking good at the minute. S&P's putting a bearish engulfing in. Okay, so we've got the close down. So we see if we come up and retest now. It's a bit of a push. Back up. Find some more sellers. Or we'll just go. It's very slow again though today. Okay, crucial point, 869. Rejecting. Feels good to trade alongside me. Don't take my trades though, because you're about a minute and a half behind me, so that ain't going to work. You just quit your job to trade full time. Blimey. Good luck. Hope you got some money in the bank. Biggest advice I would ever give anybody if they want to try and go full time as a trader. Make sure you got 3 months mortgage saved up. Not 3 months mortgage, 3 months income. Yeah. So if you earn $2.5 grand, $3 grand a month, make sure you got 10 grand in the bank. Because if it doesn't work out, you still got to pay your bills. And before you go full time, have 3 consistently profitable months with either a small account or a demo. Ideally a small account, because demo is not real money. Demo completely changes your psychology, which is why everybody fails their prop firm accounts in month 1, because you're not trading real money when you're doing an evaluation with a prop firm. It's a game, isn't it? You're mucking about. So what if I go 10 contracts short and lose it? Well, what's it going to cost me? 80 quid to reset? Doesn't matter, does it? So if you pass with that mentality, as soon as you get a live account, you're not going to trade it any different. So I would always advise people to trade with a live account, live money, real money, whether it be $500, $1,000, whatever you can afford, because it's a different psychology to trading with paper money. Paper money is good for testing systems, testing strategies, getting confidence, building muscle memory from your charts, looking at your charts, getting time in front of the charts. But it's not until you hit the button with real money behind you, you actually realize what a stressful job this is. Go back and watch the rant on what it takes to become a successful trader. Yeah. I've got that clipped on my I think it's in the Telegram group. I linked to it, but I think I downloaded that one. I was just going to chop it and pop it up on YouTube, but you just passed FTMO with the system. Awesome. Please stop shouting. Yeah, stop using capitals. Just passed FTMO. Cool. That's the only problem, though. This is the thing. You've got that. When you pass FTMO, if you fail with the live account, you've then got to go back and do the challenge with FTMO again. So it's going to be another 3 to 4 weeks to get your account back, and that is basically you out of the game for a month again. Yeah, so if you pass, this is going so slow. I'm just going to scale out of one of these just to lighten the load a bit, because I'm not convinced this isn't an accumulation for another higher leg. So I'm reducing risk a little bit. We are ticking back down again, but it's painfully slow. We're going to get a pop in a minute. We're going to get a big candle. It's just going to go boom. Or it's going to go boom. Either or. So I just don't like this price action. This 5 minutes is so slow. But yeah, so basically if you spend somewhere between 2 to 4 weeks doing an evaluation, then you pass. With FTMO, it takes around about 1 to 2 weeks to get the account. There's other firms out there which are faster, but FTMO seems to be average about 1 to 2 weeks. Then you get your live account, and you basically trade it. And if you blow it within the first 4 weeks, you have to go back there. So if it takes you 2 weeks to blow your account, you've now taken somewhere between 4 to 6 weeks to get back to square one. So if you blow 2 accounts, evaluations and live accounts, that's 3 months with no income. And you're now back at step 1 again. It's not easy. Not easy. So we got the pop. Tempted to buy. I'm going to get out of one more. I'm going to take one off there and let a runner go. If we get a run. Got to get a run first. Moving to break even, just in case. Worst case scenario, I'm back to square one, 26 down. So slow, this price action. Hence why I'm not going to fail. That's the attitude. Think positive. Positive mental attitude. Do lots of exercise. Exercise keeps the brain healthy as well as the body. You can only trade with a positive attitude. If you had an argument with the wife, or you're waking up with a massive hangover, do not trade. It won't work. You'll get cross. The amount of hangover trades I've had that have wiped out X% of my profit for the month because the market didn't do what I wanted it to do because I had a hangover and it should have done what I said. That's what makes me cross. That's what makes me overtrade. Bad. That's why it's good not to drink in the week. Friday evening, no problem, because I can't trade on Saturday and Sunday. No issue. Don't drink Sundays. Need to trade Monday morning. So looking for a pullback to 888. Kind of where we've already pulled back to, ideally. We might get a deeper pullback back up to the 900 level. So I'm stopping out before that. After that, rather. So I got too short at the minute. Pound US dollar's coming down. Euro US dollar is sideways. US dollar yen's coming down. Gold's trying to go higher. Nasdaq on 15 minute is putting in a whacking great hammer. Just looking at one of my other monitors. Big old hammer going in out of this area, which is where I was looking for buyers to step in. And down here. Bullish engulfing going in. S&P similar. Less than a minute to go on the candle as well. Looks like it might end as a bullish engulfing. I might start to close one more. See where we go with this candle. Wait for this to close. If we close back down below this 5-minute range, I might leave it running. Otherwise, I'm probably going to get out of one. Sure does look like an M. Yeah. Doesn't get much cleaner than that. And NAS obviously is, you see what I mean? We got very different structure on these two today. Divergence, bearish divergence. So, but obviously the NAS usually leads the S&P. So we've just rejected the 5 minutes lows there. Let's see where we go from here. This is why you wait for candle close, yeah? That was a bullish engulfing about 20 seconds ago. So was that. About to get stopped out, I think. Okay, so 900's holding. Sellers are stepping in at 900. Just. No, it's gone. Okay, so broken back above 900. See if we hold up there. Back to square one. Harry, you make trading NAS look so effortless. We call NAS the Great White. It is the Great White. I've always traded S&P. I don't know why I started trading the NAS, to be honest. S&P is so much easier to trade because it's so much slower. But the rewards on the NAS are so much faster, which is why I trade. I'll tell you why I started trading the NAS, because I used to trade full contracts on the S&P, and I switched over to the NAS and realized that full contracts on the NAS were painful if you got it wrong. So I dropped down to micros, and I found micros quite easy on the NAS. So but I used to prefer trading this, and I still watch the NAS. When I'm trading the DAX, I watch the NAS because the NAS tends to pop, and as soon as it's popped, you just basically long the DAX. And typically, if that NAS pop holds, the DAX will just grind up with it, and that's exactly the same as the S&P. The S&P will tend to grind after the NAS has done a big fast move. So 1900. I'm just going to sell one more up here, getting some rejection. A bit of a risky one, this, but I'm preemptively playing this market structure holding. I might go for one more back up at the 30 level if we get there. Just assume we're going to retest these highs at 28, 25. We're just ticking down basically off of this level here. So 26.25 is the real kind of support resistance level above. Stick a limit order up there in case we come and just spike up and get, if we get absorbed up there, it will probably just, like it did with that candle there, spike up and then just get boom, slammed. If we're going to hold, obviously. Just real accumulation at the minute, which is worrying because obviously accumulation after a push is quite often a second leg. Whereas we've got completely lovely trend channel on the NAS. So difficult to read, very difficult to read at the minute. It's almost like it just wants to hold these highs today, isn't it? It's just like we've had a nice bull day. We just want to finish as a bull day, please. And test that tomorrow. If we test that tomorrow, I'm going to really keep a close eye on that tomorrow. 45.86. If we test that tomorrow at any point, we will highly likely get a big sell flurry come off the top of it. Whether it holds or not is irrelevant, but we'll probably get a reaction off of that. 50, 86. 86, 87. Crude's out. Down on expectations. Expected to go positive 1.5. We ended up negative 4.8, which is good for oils. So we should see US dollar, a CAD spike. There we go. CAD spike. So Aussie CAD, anybody short that? Oh, it's not really had much impact on the Aussie CAD, has it? Wow. It shows you how strong the Aussie is at the minute. That might take a bit of time to kick in, that. But everything should come down against the CAD. So anything you got CAD short, short against the CAD rather. Okay, short second. S&P's breaking highs. Might be on the wrong side of this one. Just getting ready to get out quick. Yeah, S&P's going. US dollar's coming down off the back of the oil news. By the looks of things. No, it's not actually. Blimey. Look how slow that is. That's just... I have to keep checking that this is actually moving. Yeah. Look at that. The US dollar is literally frozen. 950. Yeah, I'm just setting up a position to get out of this at 65. Just no real logic for this, just 15 points higher basically. If we get to this level, one or two things is going to happen. We're either going to reject it or we're going to pop. And if we pop, it's probably going to follow the S&P. So I want to be out in case we get one of those. Basically. I do not want to be stuck up there with 3 contracts on. But we're still, moment we're still kind of bearish. Just very, 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 very slow again. Okay, so we're just testing the top of this area on the S&P where we started this sell move. So it looks like these sellers have all potentially departed. So 45, 70, 25 basically. Exactly where we are now. You see what I mean about the 5-minute break that I was talking about at the beginning, yeah? So there's a 5-minute open. Direction after the break is often the kind of bias, although this is more of an accumulation, but same thing here. There's your 5-minute open. There's your 5-minute break. We got a second leg down. So you tend to either get 1 or 2 candles immediately forming the 15-minute open, or you get the break and retest if it's going to be a slower open. And obviously you don't know the speed of the open until obviously the open is complete. So that 5-minute range after that is put in, it's probably the easiest thing to trade. But I need to get all the statistics together on it, which I'll be doing, and then build an edge around that basically. So we're trying very hard to reject that level. We've got 2 minutes left on this incredibly slow candle. I'm going to scale into an additional. If we break the lows down here, assuming we are going to get the move. If you look at this on a 15-minute chart, you can see much slower, obviously, market structure potentially forming. So we're still bearish, but slow bearish. S&P is rejecting that the top of that sell zone on the hourly. Okay, so this candle is either going to pop that level and go probably on both, or we are going to reject from there and just grind away down and rotate for the day, which is fine, but you can't really make a lot of money in a rotation. Well, some people do, but I don't. S&P is challenging the highs again. So much slower, isn't it? Let's have a look at what's going on with the rest. Yeah, Dow's doing the same. Just putting a new high on the Dow. As you can imagine, the S&P in a minute is going to put a new high in. It's holding though. Oh, got out there already. Okay, we're getting rejection up at the high on the Dow as well. So it all looks really heavy. It looks really, really heavy today. It's just very, very slow. Very slow. Danger of nodding off in slowness. I'm going to start trading 1 minute chart in a minute. So this is the zigzag I was talking about earlier. So this is just absorption. All the buyers being absorbed by the sellers after the move up. And then usually there we go like that. When we tick down, That's where we start to see the sellers take control. Back down to the next level where we'll either slam through or buyers will absorb the sellers. In this case, the sellers are slamming through. Switch back up. So looking for the Dow to break that level. All doing the same thing, but I think I'll be happy with $300 out of this today. If we break these lows, we've got potential to get back down to 857. So back down to these lows again. We should really break these lows. But we got to, this is the area I'm looking to test. That's the strongest point, which is what I was expecting us to get to, but we didn't get there. Assuming, of course, we are going to get a down day, which, well, not a down day, but we're going to get a down move before lunch. But who knows? Which we haven't got down there yet, but looking for some kind of pullback. Want to see another bearish candle really on the M5 here. Just give us an indication that we are wanting to go lower. Otherwise, we've just put in new market structure. Potentially we're shifting to bullish. Obviously this is all very, very short term here because we're actually just accumulating. But just trying to get a gauge really on where we're going in the next sort of 20 minutes or so. Because I think that's all I'm going to be able to stomach this afternoon. If it's going to carry on like this. Has anybody made any money this afternoon? On anything? Has anything moved? Let's have a look at the EA. See if the EA's done anything this afternoon. Might have made some money on those CAD movements. Nope. 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 Yeah. Nothing moving. Nothing that I'm on is moving, put it that way. Got this little area here, potentially to come down and retest on the S&P. Made £50 today so far. That'll do. Just got me into GJ short a little while ago, H4M15. Yes, only just, isn't it? But got the range. to 30 pips we've done in the London range, so the New York range so far. London range we put in a whopping 60, so 3/4 of an AD or 2/3 of an ADR in London. But yeah. Yeah, you got the break back down on the pound yen, so close below, liquidity run. So if we break the Asian low and hold the Asian low, that's good. That'll give us the reversal alert. There's actually already an M formed, except we haven't got the reversal alert yet on the hourly. It's a bit of an ugly. I don't like these big long alerts. I mean, it's technically the longer the reversal alert, the more likely an accumulation it is or consolidation rather than a price reversal. But I mean, it's extended, so it's this level that's just been taken. And we potentially got that level there. That's not a good line. But yeah, not there. Okay, so I've got 2 short, going 3. That's my play basically. From where we are at the moment with 2 contracts, scaling to a third on a break, targeting the lows. If we push back up, I'm going for a double top bounce, back down to the lows, get out up there with a loss. So that's my play today. That's either going to be a loss or a win based on one of those. But it's probably going to take a good 20 minutes, half an hour at the moment, by the looks of things. It's looking bullish on the S&P at the minute. Dow has just made new highs by a micro. It's just nothing convincing, is there, on either direction today. Divergence on the S&P and Nasdaq. So basically tech stocks are down, US stocks are up. So it's whether or not the tech sector has more weight today or not. If the tech goes up there and we get a double top forming there, that's bullish. But maybe if I draw it on, it'll happen. Dow is now making new highs. Not looking good. Just going to get ready to scale out of one of these, just in case. S&P still doesn't look like it wants to go at all. What news did we have today? So trading off of Peloton and CME. CME. CME is not in the Dow. CME is in the S&P 500. So Not quite sure why we're getting such a drop on Peloton's stock is up today, and that's the only thing that traded aftermarket yesterday. So that's the only thing we'll see being dumped at the open or pumped at the open. Apart from that, this is just normal trading. So I'm not quite sure why we've got such a divergence on these two today. As long as it carries on doing that, I don't care. I think it's almost time to drop back down to 1 minute charts again. With the old price action we had, the old volatility pre-earnings we had, M5 is obviously much better signals, but obviously when you get these tiny little days where we're hardly putting in any decent range, you want to be trading 1 minute charts really. 5 minute after the Santa rally here, and just before, obviously, where we had this volatility stepping up before Christmas and the Santa rally, we've had nothing but massive volume, and then straight into earnings with massive volume. So, and obviously massive volume is massive range. Yeah, Peloton was out of the NAS. You're quite correct. Yeah, Peloton was out, dropped out of the NAS, didn't it? Forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah, so this isn't, it's not even NAS based, this news based, this movement. It's just dullness. It's almost like America's gone to sleep, isn't it? It's not even lunchtime yet. Might get a pre-lunch rally. Let's hope. Here we go. That's not the way I want you to go, though. US dollar's having a bit of a pump. Aussie dollar CAD just got a reversal alert. So Aussie's just starting to drop. I just had a pop on the CAD off the back of the news. New Zealand is coming down. Pound is coming down. Obviously hard against the CAD. What's our friend the Euro doing? Euro's coming down in London, in New York. Nicely across the board. Which was the one we were stuck on? CAD. It's the Swissy and the yen, isn't it? That we got stuck. Swissy and the yen. So, not a lot on the Swissy yet, but it's starting. Nice bearish wicks. Loads of bearish wicks. Lots of bears stepping in at the minute. Held that break. That's good. S&P challenging highs. I'm either going to get stopped out here or going to get into another position and get the bounce. or it's just going to turn around there and grind down for another 20 minutes without taking my position and annoy me even more. Okay, S&P's challenging highs. Double top a minute. 571.75. Come on, get me in that position. There we go. In third. So we've got the pop. Let's see if it's holding or whether it's just sellers dumping at the top. And that stopped out. Okay, so if we've taken out the highs, potentially this is next stop up here. It's just so much chop to get through on the way back up at the minute. Difficult to know where we're going from here. I don't really want to chase this long. It's gone so far long at the moment. I don't want to chase this and go for longs because I think it's probably going to want to pull back. But equally, it's probably quite possibly just going to accumulate. So next level of interest is obviously the highs. So 86. And for the NAS, it's 265. So we're kind of in no man's land here at the minute. Not really very directional biased. So I wanted to short the pop, but the pop's been so slow today. This is the pop right now, but it's been so slow. I'm not even sure if it is the pop. How far away is 255? So we've got such a long way to go to get up there. It's kind of a multi-day move, isn't it? We could take an hour potentially to do that, which I'm not sure I can be bothered to sit through, to be honest. There's no other levels I'm interested in until we get up there. So everything tradable really is just going to have to be off price action. Potentially 154. If this isn't the level. S&P stalled as well. I kind of want to dump it really hard here. I'll see how this candle plays out. If this candle plays out bearish, I might go in 2 contracts short with an initial position and then another 2 contracts if we start to push down and see if I can just get a 4 contract run back down to sort of the 900 level. I've got less than a minute left on the candle. But if we're just going to have one of those grindy up days, this is a big movement we've put in already today. I can't see it getting all the way up there today. Could do, has done, but that's a big move. Bearish. Don't know today. I really can't read this today. It's a little bit too sluggish. So that was the opening range high there. So we've literally just managed to crack the opening range high after what, an hour and a half. Oops. So that is your opening range basically there, which we've just managed to crack. So I think today really the play is either going to be a grindy long or a rotation sideways, or we are going to push out and pull back like the S&P is trying to do now. So I'm going to go too short on a break back down below the low of that candle. Add in on a break below that gap with a target at the lows. And I'm going to exit up there, but I'm not going to put that order in because obviously if it pushes up I don't want to get taken long because it's going to be too slow. Trouble with trying to pick the top in the market like this is it's because it's so slow you get whipsawed quite a lot. Obviously, as we can see, there's a lot of choppy action, but price action was really nice and clean at the open, and now it looks really clean for a long. But at any point, that could just come back down into a rotate, and that's basically what a rotation day is we put in the move and we rotate and accumulate for tomorrow, which is obviously very dangerous when you're up at the highs. So I've got too long. So I'm going to stop out if we go for new highs. Give it a little bit of room. And we'll see how this one plays out. Short. So just going back down for just assume we're going to go into a rotation day. 4 contracts short will get me into profit down there. So it's really all I can see doing today. I don't want to long it after such a big day up. It's quite dangerous longing at the highs. You know, we've put in a massive range already today. If you look at the ADR on it today, we're quite far away actually from ADR, aren't we? Still, but you look at the ADR. For the last 5 days, which is obviously where the normal price action we've had over the last 5 days, we're not far away at all at the minute. Yeah, we got a tiny bit of room. Less than a quarter of an ADR move to the upside potential. So that's based on obviously recent price movement rather than all the volatility we've had. So if we're going to retain the volatility we've had over the last week, we haven't got far to go today, have we? We've kind of done it. So I favour shorts at the moment rather than longs, as I did at the open, but obviously didn't get any movement. So I'm going to let that trade play out. I'll post the result in the live room in the live room. I'm in the live room. I'll post the result in Telegram when it's played out. Either way. But yeah, that's really all I'm interested in playing today on this. It's either going to stall. So I'm looking basically for a market structure shift to the downside. So hence this being really where I'd expect us to pull back to. If we don't pull back from here, we're going to pull back from a double top. If we don't pull back from a double top, we're going to invalidate market structure short. And we're going to start to put in bullish leg. So this kind of makes sense as a level. But we'll see. But that's my play. Should get me to about $250, $300 profit, maybe a bit more. But I'm going to let it run. I'm going to try not to watch this because otherwise I'll start scaling out of it too quickly, which I've been doing recently because there's been so much chop at the open. So we'll see. But we've got the opening range break. So technically, we may well go for that today on the S&P, which will drag the NAS up with it. But obviously the NAS has got way further to go to get up to its double top level. We're miles away from that. We're not going to hit that today. But the S&P has got every opportunity. And obviously if we get the bearish move coming in there, it's obviously going to drag the tech stocks down with it. And then we'll see where we go tomorrow. Okay, so that's the plan. So yeah, we've got no other movement really on anything else. S&P, US dollar sideways. We're not going anywhere at all. We've had a reversal at long. Woohoo. I've never seen this tick so slow in my life. Look. You can draw lines on it and it doesn't move. It's unbelievable. There you go. We ticked down. It's so slow. This whole week has been like it, isn't it? This whole week has been like pulling teeth, really, trying to get any money out of this market. It's just horrible. But we have got Aussie dollar movement down, which is good. So Aussie dollar shorts potentially started to play out. Euro shorts, if you've still got any on, potentially starting to play out further if you've not got out of them already. The ones that I'm in at the moment, the Euro Yen and the Euro Swiss, are starting to roll slowly, massively slowly. New Zealand weakness starting to kick in as well for shorts. So yeah, everything we kind of looked at. Oops. For opportunities looks like it's stalling, but as I say, I wouldn't get too excited this afternoon. We've had the news, we've had the CAD, so these RSI extensions obviously we were looking at earlier are all starting to play out. So good, looking good. Sorry, RSI extension on there is starting to play out. 72 bounce. Looking good. So yeah, hopefully we'll get some movement this afternoon. We'll see. See what happens. But I'll update in the Telegram group what happens with that trade. I'm not really going to do an awful lot about any more trading on this. So either this is going to end up as a down day or we're going to get the move. But I'm not going to sit here and try and trade this afternoon because it's not going anywhere. It's too slow. All right, so I'll be back tomorrow morning, 8:30. Tomorrow morning is big day, big news day. Finally, we might get some movement. US dollar tomorrow, 1:30 CPI. Bailey is talking tomorrow morning as well. So pound movement potentially. Euro economic forecast. Now, this is an interesting one. Bearing in mind what we had that massive 8-hour shift on the euro. Or 2-day shift really on the euro, and what they came out and said afterwards about the market might have overreacted to what we said. It's quite possible they're going to come out with some bearish comments on tomorrow at the forecast, just to kind of reaffirm that no, you shouldn't really be buying us at the minute. We're not really doing a lot. So tomorrow we could, even though this is orange and typically not impactive, we could see some decent euro movement tomorrow morning, late morning. So worth keeping an eye on, even though it is only orange news. But the big one tomorrow is just before the New York Open CPI. So that is going to kick the market one way or the other. It's got to, because at the moment the US dollar is like it's literally been drugged. So it's accumulating, ready for something. The obvious move is an immediate fade of that. So yeah, looks good for tomorrow. I think tomorrow we might actually put a load of profit in the bank. Finally, this week's just been like pulling teeth so far, and I hate going to the dentist. So I'll leave it there. Starting to play out a little bit. In 4 short. So I've got my stop in now. So this is it. It's either going to happen, dead or alive. One or the other is going to work out. So I'll let you know what happens with that in the Telegram group. Okay, so have a good one. Have a good afternoon. Try and make some money if you can. If not, I'll see you in the morning. We'll go through everything at 8:30 as usual. Have a look at setups for London and get ready for CPI for New York tomorrow afternoon. I will see you then. Have a good one.